Hello, I'm Mo. I am a agender person with they them pronouns. I've been diagnosed with PTSD, general depressive episodes, a generalized eating disorder, BPD, and then PTSD-induced insomnia, among other things I may explain later. And one of the things that I've dealt with most of my life is eating disorder. Now, I want to first talk about the general what everything is, and then go into my experiences because I felt like this was the best way to do it, and I was suggested so by my chat. So, if I move over here, a lot of eating disorders are comorbid with other eating disorders, like anxiety, mood, impulse control, substance abuse, and other disorders. Now, the main ones, and these are the big ones, are binge eating, bulimia, and anorexia. Binge eating is categorized by recurring binge eating episodes during which a person feels a loss of control and marked distress over their eating. Unlike bulimia, binge eating episodes are not followed by purging, exercise, and fasting. As a result, people with binge eating disorders are often overweight or obese. Bulimia is categorized by binge eating, which we talked about above, which is large amounts of food in a short time, along with a sense of loss of control, followed by the typical behavior that compensates for the binge, such as purging, which is vomiting, excessive use of laxative, diuretics, fasting, or excessive exercising. Unlike anorexia nervosa, people with bulimia can often fall within the normal range for their weight. Like with people with anorexia, they often fear gaining weight and want to desperately lose weight and are intensely unhappy with their body size and shape. Anorexia is categorized by a significant and persistent reduction in food intake, leading to extremely low body weight in the context of age, sex, and physical health, relentless pursuit of thinness, disorder of body image, and intense fear of gaining weight. Extremely disturbing in their behavior. Many with anorexia see themselves as overweight even when they are starved or severely malnourished. Now, I said I have a generalized eating disorder. What does that mean? It means I don't fit all of the typical criteria for any of the above, anyone that you've seen here. Though my experience has been very bad. Now, I want to issue a warning. This is not anything you need to do, and if you have an eating disorder and you feel like you can get treated by this sort of thing, and me talking about my experience, this video isn't for you. Okay? We all good? Cool. I don't remember when this started, but I think it was catapulted by the loss of my first bunny, Felix. And other things in my life, a lot of early on trauma and stuff like that. But I just began to eat less and less, and I don't recall exactly why at the time, but it got to the point where I would eat maybe once a day. Maybe a snack, maybe chocolate, maybe something tiny. And that would go on for days, and I remember crying my eyes out, walking up to the bathroom to fucking vomit because my stomach was literally malnourished. Hell and back. And this went on for, I don't know, a year or two, I don't remember, before I was sent to eating disorder specialist, who diagnosed me with general eating disorder and told me what to do. And their plan was to eat 5 meals a day, 2 snacks, and 3 big meals, and I could not hold myself to that. I tried so hard, but I couldn't. So the issue kept getting worse, and I had plenty of times where I would pass out. I remember even when I was like maybe 18 or something, I would pass out at the grocery store, outside the grocery store, trying to get myself food. I would pass out in the shop. I had literally a police officer come out to me and be like, "Hey, are you okay?" Because I passed out outside of a GameStop. And it was insanely scary. And for me, it's always been really hard to even eat. I can only eat specific things. I can only eat what my brain wants to eat. And it feels like a constant fight of finding something I can like. And nowadays I have been trying, and this is my 2nd or 3rd year of trying and failing, to eat twice a day consistently. I've definitely gotten better at snacking more, being more okay with giving myself a little bit of snacking leeway, and eating bigger meals actually. But what are the typical days look like for me with a meal and stuff is I will eat once a day, and if I have the food and if I feel up for it, I try and force myself to eat again, even if I don't feel hungry, even if I might not want to. And it goes on and off whether I'll be able to do it or not, whether I'll be able to motivate myself to actually do it or not. For me, typically, the reason why is because I feel, my sense of body is severely butchered by me being both trans and having a severe eating disorder. And for myself, I see myself as overweight even when I'm not. Like, I was at the point where I could fit my thumb and finger around my wrist, and I still can. And it's just like, there were so many checks in me where I was like, I'm overweight, I'm sick, I'm fat, I'm all those sort of things, like going down on myself to the point where I would be like crying because I was just so stressed and scared and alone. I don't think I've had another friend who's had similar eating habits to me in the same sense, with like disturbed ways, but it has genuinely felt very lonely because I haven't really felt like I could speak about it, and I have a big issue with, like, I don't want people to comment anything about me. I want to comment on me. I had people comment about my nails, and my nails look horrible because of my eating disorder, which makes me feel really bad about them. I told them to stop, it's okay. So what helped me? I think the biggest thing that helped me is having a video on, having some sort of visual thing that I can take in and focus on rather than just focusing on eating. If I just sit alone in a room and try and eat, I would constantly be aware of how much I'm taking in and how, like, analyzing it to the point where it just becomes distressing. I just want to go. Having music on or having a video on. Another part is just generally giving myself consent. This is gonna sound so dumb, but giving myself consent to have a snack. I feel like, fuck, I want chocolate. I would just be like, okay, go get chocolate. It's okay, you know? And wearing thick clothes, like big hoodies, big clothes, those are helping me kind of feel less aware of my body. Sounds, but I don't know if that's been helping or not. Finding my favorite food also has been a huge help. Finding things that I can and will eat a lot. So you can hear me on stream, I would say rice is my favorite food, or this pizza type is my favorite food. Right now, burgers are my favorite foods. I'm ordering them every day because that's all I will eat. Generally, if I'm not presented with what my body and brain wants, I'm not eating. And I can go for days not eating. It's like my brain has so much control over everything I need and want. And it's really hard to stop that, stop my brain from not overanalyzing it every single time. I also want to talk about, like, as someone who has eating disorder, what are things I don't want people to say, what are things I want people to say, interactions, etc. I don't want someone to, for me, but I don't think somebody should, I've had this happen to me actually. They're like, oh, you're eating a lot today, or oh, you're eating again. Like, don't notice it. Be happy about it, don't notice it. Don't add to it. That will stress someone out, at least for me personally. Don't comment on body, don't comment on visual. If you see my, like, I was so fucking scared and I could not eat in front of anyone on Discord, and now I'm better at it. I can show my face in my Discord with my friends and everything like that. I'm so much more comfortable with that. Before, I could not do it because I was just so aware, so scared, and like I felt disgusting in the most basic sense. Don't comment on anything, don't say that. Asking if they've eaten today can be a good thing. I have my friends do that, but it can also feel very much like they're worrying about me and I'm making them worry and, oh, I'm a horrible person kind of stuff. I think if you believe someone has an eating disorder, I think the first thing wouldn't be, oh, you have an eating disorder. Don't diagnose someone, just be there for them, help them go through their journey and help them be healthy and be better in the sense of, like, eating more. Because your body is supposed to have so much nutrition, especially when you're growing up. So my growing up, I did not have any nutrition at all. I barely had any. So I'm like fucking completely fucked body-wise. And yeah, if there's anything you want to know, let me know down in the comments below. I also want to say that the prevalence of eating disorders in I'll move. This is the prevalence of eating disorder. Diagnostic data is from NCSR. Past year prevalence. Bulimia shows one figure past the year prevalence of binge eating disorders in adults. Year 2. Last year prevalence of binge eating disorders among adults. Like having this much happening. Lifetime prevalence of anorexia nervosa in adults is 1.6. 3 times higher than among females. And prevalence generated in the CSR sample of respondents. It is also in, like, I've seen people talk about, oh yeah, eating disorders can only happen to girls, but no, guys and all the other genders and like the world also experience. And it is very weird to sit there and say they don't. So just be there for your friend. Tell them to do that for them. Be loving, be kind, be gentle. Have a good night.